Hey y'all, good evening. I'm Donnie. I'd like to invite you to join me for a pipe and a pour. Just quickly checking in on you good folks in the YTPC this evening. It is a beautiful close to the weekend. It's been a great weekend. Lots of stuff going on. Obviously, I'm sitting out on the patio enjoying a pipe. Again, my favorite Halloween-ish because of the black and the amber and the orange. A Savinelli Ottagano Due, which I just love it. With the filter in, because the filter seems to be working for me. You non-filter folks out there, I hear you loud and clear. You filter folks, I understand. I'm getting it. In said pipe. I'm loving this stuff. And if any of you guys are on Instagram and saw a recent post that I made on my Pipe and a Pour Instagram page, you know what I'm smoking. Boom. Get in there. That's right, the old Straus Tobacconist Sleepy Hollow. And I don't remember where I first heard about Sleepy Hollow. It may have been Wilson, Spurgeon Piper, that mentioned it a year or two ago, but I've heard about it several times since. Oh my goodness, y'all. If you haven't secured your 5 ounces from Straus Tobacconist in Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati area, highly recommend that you do. It is an aromatic, and but gosh, it is so good. So funny thing, I get the package in the mail this week. Obviously, I'm like, I gotta get it, open it up, and set it on my desk, and then get busy with work because meetings and phone calls and blah blah and all that kind of stuff. And I just leave it sitting on my desk. I walk out at some point out of my office between meetings, go talk to my wife back in her office, maybe take the dog for a walk or let him out back or something. He's out here somewhere, I don't know. And I come back into my office and I'm like, oh, it's like fragrant, had lit up my entire office. And later on, my wife came into the office that afternoon. She's like, do you have a vanilla candle in here? You're not a vanilla guy. And I was like, oh no, it's not a vanilla candle. It's this. And so this is the funny thing. Vanilla's in there, but it's not the primary component. I'm not exactly sure what all the flavors and toppings are in the Sleepy Hollow, but there is vanilla and caramel and some sort of fallish, whether it's nutmeg, allspice, pumpkin spice. I don't know. I can't, because I'm no good at that kind of thing. But y'all, it is delicious. It is fun. The room note is, as you'd expect, or in this case, the patio note. Unreal. So good. Now maybe it's the filter, maybe it's the blend, maybe it's a combination of the two. No bite on it. It is a little wet, so I'll let it dry for about 5-10 minutes today, and it lit up pretty well, pretty easily. And I am almost done with this bowl. Been out here for a little bit, watching a little NFL action, getting ready for my Dolphins. Yes. Miami. Getting ready for them to take on the Eagles tonight. Should be a great game. Looking forward to that. So anyway, we'll get back to sports in a moment. But yeah, if you're thinking about it, if you're on the fence, I say pull the trigger, call the folks at Straus Tobacconist, get your 5-ounce bag of Sleepy Hollow and enjoy it, honestly, the rest of the year. Easy smoking, great flavor, good stuff. Tonight's pour, if you guys can see that, it's a fantastic color on this. This is one of one of my favorites. It is one that's not widely known, and so let's keep it that way. Because we don't want to go the route of so many other great bourbons that have become allocated or hard to find or super cool. Levi made his appearance over here, and he's decided to play with the leaf. Anyway, tonight's pour comes out of Americus, Georgia. 13th Colony Southern Bourbon whiskey. Coming in at 95 proof, so it's not too hot. This is, I don't think it's got an age statement at all. I don't care how old it is, to be quite honest with you, because it's really freaking delicious. It could be 2 years old, still good. It could be 12 years old, still good. But I've just become a big fan of these guys. Not only is the bottle cool, I mean, look at that, but what's inside is fantastic. I gave a bottle of this to a buddy of mine for his birthday last weekend, and by the end of the night, it was almost gone. It was very well received. Another funny story about the 13th Colony Distillery Southern Bourbon Whiskey. Here's my glass. I don't know if you can see this here. Probably can't see that very well, especially not with my hand back there, right? Logo there is for Small Batch of Brothers. That is a group that me and a couple of buddies of mine, Patrick, and it used to be Tom, but he's kind of out of it now, and Brian now. It's a whiskey tasting, and we do it annually where we bring 10, 12, 15 different blind bottles, and we serve them blind. We have scorecards where the guys can kind of, again, we serve it in little cups so they can kind of sample it, get a nose on it, taste it, and anyway, ton of fun. Now we smoke pipes and we smoke cigars and we smoke meat and we eat and we talk about being dads and we share good drink and good stories, and just, it's a lot of fun. And then we pick a winner based on the scorecards that everyone goes through. Well, we've got our event coming up here in a couple of weeks. I think 2 weeks from now, maybe. But last year, I took the 13th Colony Southern Bourbon Whiskey as my bottle to enter into the competition. I finished second, which is good because in the past, as a bourbon nerd and as a host of the event, I've not finished well. Usually because I pick something weird that's like finished, or it's a single barrel that's got a little nuance to it, or that's really hot. You know, it's got a high proof. And most of the guys that come to our Small Batch of Brothers event are not whiskey and bourbon nerds. So anything over 105, 107 proof, they're like, whoa, this is so wild, the alcohol. And I'm like, it's just hitting the right spot for me. But we all have different palates, right? But this showed really, really well and finished in second, which I'm still, yeah, because the one that finished first should not have finished first. It is not a good bourbon. Well, at least not to me anyway. But the way that we do it is that the person that wins, in this case it was Kenneth last year, he gets to choose which bottle he'd like to take home. I'll give y'all one guess which one he took home. He took my bottle home. So the winner, everyone voted for his bottle, thought it was great, took mine home because he knew it was the best. So highly recommend it. You guys go check it out. Like I mentioned, I don't know how old it is, but the color on that, even out here in the dark, you can see the light coming through. It's a beautiful color. Wow. Like fresh apples, which is weird because you don't usually get that with bourbon. You might get that with rye, but fresh apples and cinnamon. So really, really nice. And easy drinking. And it's going quite well with the Sleepy Hollow. So that's the pipe and the pour this evening. Oh no! There we go. What else? So, obviously, I mentioned if you're a sports ball fan, if you're an athletic supporter, couldn't resist. Sorry, if you can't be an athlete, be an athletic supporter. Was that Grease? I think. Yeah. Great stuff. Very funny. But yeah, out here waiting on the Dolphins and the Eagles to play. Again, should be a great matchup. Yes, as a Tennessean, I am a Miami Dolphin fan. Why, you ask? Because 50 years ago, this guy was born in Miami, Florida. Mom and Dad, both Tennesseans, had gone down to Florida for work. After they got married, my sister was born in Jacksonville. They moved down to Miami. I was born there. And they quickly, 6 months later, moved back to Tennessee, moved here to Franklin, where I've been the rest, ever since. But when I found out that I was born in Miami, I adopted the Dolphins. My dad was a season ticket holder. He had a lot of pictures from the sidelines of Larry Zonka and, my memory's terrible, y'all. You know this already. But yeah, all the famous Dolphins from the early and mid 70s, like the 73 Dolphin team and the 72 Dolphin team. So I'm overjoyed that they're actually having some success this season. We got Major League Baseball playoffs tonight. If you're a baseball fan, I love baseball, so if I can stay out here long enough without freezing, it's getting a little cool. It's in the 50s, I guess, and that's cold for me. But yeah, we got Texas Rangers, the Houston Astros, and the ALCS. NLCS has been really good. My Arsenal Gunners bottled it against Chelsea yesterday, but fought back to get a draw, which is, I guess, better than a loss. But still, I can't put it together. So much talent. Went to the NSC match last night with my daughter. Last NSC match, Nashville Soccer Club of the season. Made the playoffs, stumbled in. They're not looking good right now. But we had a lot of fun with all of our friends there at NSC and Geodis Park. Then went to another friend's house after that to hang out and watch them play, watch some more football and play and visit and that kind of thing. I have to acknowledge the elephant in the room. So to all of my Alabama Crimson Elephant fans, roll Tide, roll. Yeah, let the streak begin again. So my brother Andrew, Southern Piper, congratulations. A tale of two halves. My Tennessee Vols dominated the first half. The Alabama Crimson Tide dominated the second half, and that's really where it counts, isn't it? I didn't expect to win, to be honest. We're not as good as we were last year. But I really hope that we could take advantage while Alabama's down and get another win. That'd have been fantastic, but wasn't meant to be. So congratulations to my Alabama buddies. Enjoy. You're not winning a national championship this year. I know the Tennessee's not either. We're not even close. Anyway, I buried the lead, you guys. Holy mess. It's sitting right in front of me even. And get this. I'm a bad presenter, okay? We all know that. I'm a bad presenter. Why? Because I went down to Briarworks yesterday for their 10th anniversary party from 12 noon to 12 midnight. I wasn't there the whole time, obviously, because NSC and other parties and blah, blah. But I went down early to visit with the good folks down there. Congratulations to Pete and the folks at Briarworks on 10 fantastic years of craftsmanship and being a great friend to the pipe smoking community and the cigar smoking community. They've got a great humidor down there. And just being central. I mean, the Muletown Pipe Show, that's how I got here, you guys. That's where I really, after talking with Andrew and several others, I was like, I could do this. It'd be fun. But I went down to visit with them for a while yesterday. Smoked my Briarworks C111, I believe, the Bull Moose, with some brown sugar flake that I picked up at the Muletown show back in March. Met a handful of great guys. that I had never met before. Don't know them through Instagram or on the YouTube channels. Only got to stay for a couple of hours and then had to get back up here to Franklin to head to Nashville. But yeah, I got to visit and share a bowl with a couple of really good dudes. Some local to the area as far as Middle Tennessee, Gladeville, Hendersonville. Again, several that in the Columbia and Nashville area. Got to meet Truett, Smoking Pipes. I may have asked him a question or two about what's coming up for the end of the year, so I could kind of get something in my mind about any new pipes or blends that may be coming out the next 2 months. So thank you. He didn't share any trade secrets, just so you know. But anyway, it was a great time. It was good to kind of just visit and hang out with some folks. They did have great deals on cigars. Good night, 16 minutes. I can talk forever and not even make a point. But y'all knew that, didn't you? But they had great deals on cigars and tobaccos. They had gotten a shipment of, how do you pronounce? Esoterica? Does that sound Esoterica? Oh, Esoterica Tobacconist. Mm-hmm. They had just a couple of tins of Esoterica and a couple of bags. And after spending a lot of time talking with Pete and even Bill Shalhosky, Bill, who's a craftsman down there, makes beautiful, amazing pipes. And I told him, I'm going to buy one of your pipes one of these days. He's like, yeah, say when, let me know. And I was like, don't tempt me with a good time. But he and I talked for 10-15 minutes just about English blends and what's good and what's not, and Perique, and how Burleys today are different than Burleys 30 years ago, and so on and so forth. Great conversation with him and Pete. Really enjoyed it. Just kind of chatting about stuff, and a couple other guys that came up. But I eventually ended up on the Pembroke Choice English with Cognac blend. So it's an English aromatic, and I'm intrigued by that, especially being pipe and a pour and being sort of a fan of spirits, including cognac. I'm excited to check that out. If any of you guys have had it before, leave me some notes in the comments. Tell me kind of what your thoughts were, what to expect, how, did you try it, did you not? Tell me your thoughts on it. If you don't like it, that's cool. Because there's blends that I like that you don't like. There's blends you love that I don't. That's just the way it is, and it's a good thing, right? You know what else I did while I was down there, right? Again, if you follow those guys, or even on their YouTube channel, if you saw their post, they released a special 10th anniversary pipe. So, of course, I had to have one. Beautiful shape on this Zulu, which I wish it would focus. I went with a sort of a red blast. Again, I love the shape on this thing. It's a red blast with an amber stem. They've got a beautiful their wire brushed finish that they do on these, or on many of their pipes. Really sharp with the black stain, and then they like the coffee cream stem, and they had a white, and they had one that was kind of coffee cream, white, and brown. Beautiful. But anything red, I'm just drawn to. So as soon as I saw this one, I immediately picked it up and literally just held on to it for a minute, because there were other guys standing around talking, and I was like, no one else is grabbing this. It's going home with me. So I'm looking forward to breaking this in. Pete says they smoke fantastic. I'm sure they do. They look great, which absolutely we can attest to. They've got a cool little stamp on the back. You probably won't be able to see that. Well. It says Briarworks. Briarworks 10 years. So I'm really excited about that. But a great time. Thank you guys down at Briarworks for hosting and putting that on. Congratulations again on 10 years. Congratulations to my Alabama friends, I guess. But hey, Hope you guys had a great weekend. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for stopping by for a pipe and a pour. I hope that you will join me again soon for another pipe and a pour, or whatever you like. Y'all take care, and we'll see you soon.